The photograph trembled in Elias's calloused hand, the sepia tones barely clinging to life. It showed a young woman, maybe 18, her eyes holding a depth that belied her age. He didn't recognize her, but the inscription on the back, faded ink clinging desperately to the cardboard, sent a shiver down his spine. Promise me you'll find it, Elias. It's the only way. Elias lived a quiet life. He ran a small bookstore in the historically black neighborhood of Oak Haven, a haven of literature and memories. Against the encroaching tide of gentrification, he knew the neighborhood stories like the back of his hand, the triumphs and tragedies woven into the very bricks of the buildings. But this felt different, heavier. The photograph had been tucked inside a first edition of Zora Neale Hurston's Their Eyes Were Watching God, anonymously dropped off that morning. He usually relished such discoveries, adding them to his collection of rare finds. But the cryptic message, the unfamiliar face, stirred a disquiet he couldn't shake. He showed the photograph to Mrs. Evelyn, the neighborhood's unofficial historian and keeper of all things remembered. She squinted at the image, her brow furrowed. Never seen her before, Elias, but that necklace, it looks familiar, like something belonging to the Dubois family. The Dubois family. Their name was synonymous with Oak Haven's rise and fall. They had been pillars of the community, founders of the first black-owned bank, champions of education and equality. But a scandal, shrouded in whispers and rumors, had shattered their legacy decades ago, scattering the family to the winds. Elias began his search. He started with the Dubois family archives, housed in the dusty basement of the local library. He sifted through yellowed newspaper clippings, faded letters, and grainy photographs, each piece a fragment of a shattered narrative. He learned about Samuel Dubois, the family patriarch, a visionary who dreamed of a self-sufficient black community. He learned about his daughter Clara, a brilliant artist who used her canvases to fight for justice. And he learned about the scandal, a murky tale of embezzlement and betrayal that had driven Samuel and driven Clara into exile. The rumors whispered of a hidden treasure, a collection of paintings by Clara depicting the truth about the scandal. Paintings that could exonerate the Dubois family and restore their tarnished name. But the paintings were never found. Days turned into weeks as Elias immersed himself in the Dubois family history. He interviewed the remaining members of the community who remembered them, gleaning fragments of information, piecing together the puzzle. He discovered that Clara had been secretly in love with a white man, Thomas Ashton, the son of a prominent businessman. Their forbidden love had been met with fierce opposition, fueling the flames of the scandal. He eventually found Thomas Ashton's granddaughter, Lillian, now an elderly woman living in a sprawling estate on the outskirts of town. Initially hesitant, Lillian eventually revealed a hidden compartment in an old writing desk that belonged to Thomas. Inside, Elias found a bundle of letters, carefully preserved. The letters were from Clara, written in cold, revealing the truth about the embezzlement. It wasn't Samuel Dubois who had stolen the money, but Thomas Ashton's father, who had framed him to break up Clara and Thomas's relationship. The letters also mentioned a hidden location, a place where Clara had, supposedly, hidden her paintings before fleeing Oak Haven, a place she called the Whispering Pines. Elias knew immediately where it was, a secluded grove of trees on the edge of Oak Haven, a place he had often visited as a child, drawn to its quiet solitude. He drove to the Whispering Pines, his heart pounding in his chest. He followed Clara's instructions from the letters, deciphering the code, navigating through the dense undergrowth. Finally, he found it. A small hidden cave concealed behind a waterfall. Inside, he found the paintings, canvases stacked against the wall, their colors vibrant despite the years of darkness. Each painting was a masterpiece, depicting the story of the Dubois family, their struggles, their triumphs, their love. And one painting in particular caught his eye, a portrait of a young woman, her eyes holding a depth that belied her age. The woman from the photograph, Clara Dubois. He recognized the necklace. It was a replica of one displayed at a local museum. The painting was titled Promise. As he stood there, surrounded by Clara's art, he understood. The photograph, the book, the message, it was all a legacy, a plea from the past. A promise to uncover the truth, to restore the Dubois family name, to ensure that their story was never forgotten. Elias returned to Oak Haven, the paintings carefully packed in his car. He contacted the local newspaper, sharing Clara's letters and her art. The story exploded, captivating the nation. The Dubois family was exonerated, their name restored. The paintings were displayed in a special exhibition at the Oak Haven Cultural Center, drawing crowds from far and wide. The exhibition became a symbol of resilience, a testament to the power of truth and the enduring spirit of the Black community. The Oak Haven Museum created a special wing in Clara's name. Elias felt proud knowing that his involvement in this mystery helped to uplift the community and, most importantly, fill the promise that kept Clara's memories alive. Elias stood in his bookstore, watching the sunlight stream through the windows, illuminating the shelves filled with stories of hope and perseverance. He knew that his life had changed forever. He was no longer just a bookstore owner. He was a keeper of memories, a guardian of truth, a champion of justice. And he knew that the spirit of Clara Dubois would live on, inspiring generations to come. He smiled, a sense of peace washing over him. He had found it. He had kept the promise. The photograph no longer trembled in his hand. It felt steady, secure, a reminder of the power of the past to shape the future.